Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Miata. I am trying to do a renovation of some sort to my son's room, the nursery / guest room. This is what it looks like now. It's pretty chill, a lot of little fun colors, orange, blue, going on here. But I just kind of want to get some of this artwork up, and I want to just make it look cohesive. So mainly this mirror right here. It has been on the floor for the longest. I got this from Goodwill and I want to see it on the wall, but I have some fun ideas that I want to do to transform it first. And look at little baby sleeping. So I wish I could have showed me setting up this room, but I was like 9 months pregnant and exhausted. So I have these fun little bookshelves, these free bookshelves hanging up, and then this is his closet. Is a bit of a mess. I do have a couple of my things as well as mostly his clothes. I want to kind of space it out and just clean it up a bit. Let's get to this mirror. First thing I'm going to do is cover the glass with liquid latex, and this stuff has like a funny smell, but as you can tell, I haven't used this in a minute, so let's clear off the old dried up latex here. Yeah, I almost lost an eye, but we're just going to cover the mirror with liquid latex and then we're going to let it dry. Second coat of that latex, and that smell bothers me. That's why I have my mask on and I'm outside. Let's go ahead and mix the plaster. This is just plaster of Paris, I think, or Paris plaster, one of the two. I'm just going to coat the mirror, and I'm just using my little spatula thing to even it out. And I'm gonna let it dry for 24 hours. I realize now that plaster cannot adhere to like this metal, so it cracked. I'm gonna improvise and use some spray paint, so I headed over to Home Depot. Ooh, I really feel like this French blue goes with the room. So let's get primer as well. Sanding away the residual plaster. I'm gonna let the primer sit and dry for 24 hours, and then it will come back with the first coat. Finally, time to spray paint. Initially, that plaster was meant to take away this texture, like that embroidery, but I'm glad that it didn't work. This looks so good to me. Here's a little ASMR for you. This part is so satisfying. Okay, now that the fun's done, I'm going to clean it with Windex thoroughly, and I even hit it with some alcohol for some of the stubborn paint. But oh my gosh, like turn the lights off and you can really see the true color. It is beautiful. I feel like the camera does not do it justice. To hang it up, I measured the entire length of the mirror. Then I measured the entire length of the wall that I'm placing the mirror. I find the midpoint, and then I find the midpoint of the mirror, and I just kind of base it off of that and hope that it's straight because I don't have a leveling device. Next is the second part of this room makeover project. Hanging up some signs using these standoff screws, painted with the same primer white paint that I use for the mirror. So basically I could have done a whole nother video about how I decided to do this, but maybe I will. So I wanted to showcase some of baby's memorabilia from like the hospital and also his first baby picture. Those are his little feet. I laminated those. That's taken at the hospital. Actually, it's a photocopy. Don't laminate your original copy. Apparently, the heat in the laminate machine will turn it black. This is his baby bracelet that I'm cutting out. And yeah, so I'm going to put them behind that acrylic piece. And this is the largest focal point. This is his baby picture, and it is 20 inches by 24. I'm finding a good place for the standoff screws to go, just at a 1 inch by 1 inch point on the sign in all four corners. So I'm Xing that spot so that I can remember where I need to drill. These sheets are 7 inches by 5 inches, perfect size for his memorabilia, his little feet, his footprint, his hospital bracelet, and his sticker that they put on his bassinet at the hospital with all like his information on there. I'm finding that same good point for the standoff screws to go here, which is at like a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch point on all four sides, on four corners, I should say. I'm using this wood as I'm drilling into the acrylic sheets so that there is a barrier between my carpet and that. I'm starting with the smallest drill bit, and then I'm going to gradually go up each time. I have had an issue in the past, so my fingers are crossed because they're so thin. This is how I find out how far I should go with the drill bit and the standoff screws. Clearly we have a problem, but I'm just like delusional in a way. So I'm like, let's keep going. I'm just gonna put some painter's tape over it and try again. So adding painter's tape is essentially just supposed to like strengthen the acrylic sheet. I've seen other people do that before they drill into it, and I didn't start off that way. So this is a brand new set of 5x7 acrylic sheets that I'm starting off with the painter's tape over the hole before I drill, hoping that I'll have a different result. So yeah, the wood wasn't thick enough. Went through my mat. So sad about that, but I'm just gonna move the mat out of the way. And me holding the painter's tape at each point like that is another level of my delusion. Just thinking that this is going to help it to be a little bit more structured and not break. I need to take a peek here to see if my holes are big enough for my standoff screw. Just checked it and nope, not big enough. So I have to keep going with the drill. So you see me see that it's cracked, but I'm going to keep going because that's what I do. I think in my mind, I thought I could salvage this. Like this. Do you see that it's clearly no longer a hole? So I'm just thinking to myself, this can't work, obviously. So what are you doing? But let's still, just for fun, let's continue to torture ourselves and see if this hole is big enough at the top. And it was, so it just made it even worse because I was like, okay, the tops, they did crack a little bit, but just disregard everything I'm saying. I'm still trying to justify. So I went and grabbed a 10 by 12 sheet that I luckily already had. I found a good point for the standoff screws, and then I'm going to tape it onto my wood, not my mat. I don't want any more holes in my measuring mat. And then I'm just going to drill it this way. And I've done it on this thickness or this depth, which is 0.125. I think it's like 0.33 millimeters. And it's always worked. And I've always had issues with those thinner sheets of acrylic. I was just hoping this time would be different, which was crazy. At this point, I'm just checking the standoff screw against the hole that I've already created. Again, trying to see how much more I have to drill, like what size drill bit will get me to the size of the standoff screw. Checking the size here with this silver standoff screw, and it's perfect. Same size as the white, just not paint. There's no paint on it, so it works. I'm going to switch over to the 20 by 24 inch sheet. This is what I'm using for my son's very big picture. This is a good drill bit. This is actually what's used for acrylic signs. Now we have our like hospital memorabilia on this larger 10 by 12 inch sheet that I had to resort to because the 5 by 7 kept breaking. I'm using this 3M double-sided super sticky, I'll link it in the description. And I don't know what it's meant for, but it can work with this acrylic signage thing. I have to use it to stick whatever you're putting behind the acrylic sheet so that it appears transparent as well. It does have a little bit of texture to it, but in my opinion, not too bad. I could definitely be okay using it. So I went ahead and put that on the bracelet, and I'm going to continue and do that to the footprint. I'm not going to do it to the little sticker that they put on the bassinet at the hospital because it already is a sticker. So I'll just stick that to the front of the acrylic sheet. Now to apply that 3M double-sided sticky film onto the photo. So like I mentioned, this is laminated. That's why it works. I know from experience, do not put this on your bare photos. It will not work. I'm just going to press it down onto the photo. And I need 2 sheets because the width is not long enough. So it's not 20. I don't have a 24-inch sheet or roll of 3M double-sided sticky. Otherwise, it would have been perfect. I'm just cutting the extra parts off, and then I'm going to take the front film off of the photo and then place the photo on one side of the acrylic sign. Now, if you can get past a little bit of this texture and this freaking line, because I mean, this is not an industrial size roll of 3M double-sided tape, I guess. And if you were to get this done professionally, obviously the industrial people have this high powered roller that seamlessly like incorporates that film on top of your photo. Now this will definitely have to be its own video, but I just kind of created this monthly growth chart for my son, and here's a picture of me putting it together. If you want to see a video of that, let me know and I'll post it. And also, if you talk about my wig cap showing under my hat, you're a terrible person. Bye. So this is the idea. All 3 of these will be kind of balanced on the wall somehow. I'm still trying to work out how exactly I want the placement. So let's go ahead and start hanging it up. This shouldn't be too hard because our holes are essentially our guide. The center of the holes are where the standoff screws need to be screwed in. So I just need to find that midpoint and mark it. And then I need to align that with make sure all 4 are aligned and hang it up. Based off of my up close vantage point, it looked pretty level to me. So I made an X in the holes that I drilled in the acrylic sign. Now, this is kind of the moment of truth. I've gotten a little bit better at this over the years, but if one hole is off for whatever reason, then none of the other screws will be able to be screwed on nicely, if that makes sense. So this is just like the moment of truth to see if you've done the holes right. So I pretty much celebrated internally and just moved on. The other smaller holes, I did the same, finding the midpoint. This is the last piece here. You can see me screw on the top of the standoff screws up close. My son is learning to grab and we're patient. So let's clean up and then I'll show you guys the room. So I'm trying to figure out a system here. If I want to keep the bigger clothes, winter clothes on one side and then have those color coded and then like dressy clothes here, or should I just color code the entire thing? So that's kind of where I am. I think I'm gonna just keep the winter clothes on this side and the summer, spring, and going out clothes here. Just finished folding the clothes and the little baby has gone ahead and undid all of my doing. So, you know, if you're ever wondering if you should have one of these little cute things, you should, but just know that they will unfold and undo everything that you do. So this is about to be a very real room update. It's not a perfect room. I have Luca with me, so we're just gonna make this very quick and easy before he destroys the room again. But we're gonna start here with the mirror. All right, so, all right, he's already sighing. This is the mirror that we did. This is how it looks. And you guys just saw me refolding clothes, but we got the photos on the wall. That one was particularly easy. And then we have this, which I'm still not sure about, but you know, it'll do. The texture on the back that I was talking about, from the 3M double-sided tape, it's not too terrible. I know that the sun is hitting it in certain places, but honestly, as particular as I am, like, this is fine to me. Then I have his I have his wall 1 through 9 months. And then we have the rest of the room. And these curtains, by the way, I love this checker pattern. That's very in right now. Make sure you hang your curtains all the way to the top. Like, it makes a difference. Like, I know everyone says that, but it does. So not much changed in this room. I just tidied up as best I could, kind of put this changing table in order. Haven't got to the laundry yet. Everyone with kids knows how that goes. I was able to kind of organize his clothes a little bit better. This still looks the best. I'm waiting on the little hat hanger rack. I thought it was in the Temu boxes, which it was not, but I do have this little basket just for socks. I think that kind of helps me keep his socks in order, and so on. And I do a cloth diaper in addition to just regular diapers at night, so that's also a money saver. Let me know if you want a video about that. And we'll look in the closet real quick. So this is what I just kind of reorganized. I still have a bit of my clothes, but stuff that I'm gonna get rid of. I am not particular when it comes to color coordinating. Like, I don't think it matters. Like, it's aesthetically pleasing, but for a kid's room, you're always getting rid of stuff. So got his winter jackets, fall, out, like the dress pants and church clothes, and then whatever miscellaneous stuff in the middle, kind of. So that's the room. So this is his room. Pretty simple. Be sure to like, share, subscribe.